Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my review of Fast X review with spoilers. I was going to try to make I was going to make one review of Fast X because there's some spoiler stuff in there that I want to talk about. And rather than make two videos, I'm just going to talk about this. This one was good, and the main reason that why this movie to me is really good is because of Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa plays a bad guy. He's not only is he chewing the scenery, he's munching really hard on it. I mean, he's Jason Momoa is he's having such a great time playing a bad guy in this. It's absolutely fantastic. It's almost to a point of parody that he's just so enjoying himself, getting his revenge against Gino Torretti, the guy, his crew from the previous Fast and Furious movies. And I think the last movie that Paul Walker was in, I'm trying to remember if that was seven. It might have been 7 or 6. I'm not sure about it, but it's the one where they I think go to Rio de Janeiro and they steal the bank vault and stuff, and they traveling down the highway and destroy cars and all that stuff. But anyway, he plays like the son of one of the guys that I guess the big main bad guy that got killed by his crew, and so he wants his revenge, of course. So he comes after the family to do this, and you have Brie Larson in there. She plays this agent that works for, I guess she's supposed to be the daughter of Mr. Nobody, which was played by Kurt Russell in this movie. Normally, like I said, I was kind of not, I know a lot of people were giving Brie Larson crap and stuff, but I never. But Brie Larson was so insufferable in this movie. I just really, I'd be perfectly honest, I was kind of indifferent to her, and I didn't mind her as Captain Marvel and all that stuff. I know a lot of people didn't like her for various reasons, but I thought her character is just another character that's too cool for school. Okay, just enough. Okay, it's just when she got shot, I was just literally saying, "Oh God, thank God." It's, the character's just annoying. Okay, I hate certain characters when they act like their S don't stink, and that's what she was acting like. Oh, please get out of here, please. I just enough of her. Okay, I just really couldn't stand her character, to be honest. But anyway, like Jason Momoa, he was just relishing his role as the bad guy, doing everything he can to get back at the team and stuff. And of course, we had John Cena in this. Gino, remember he came back, I think, 2 movies ago as Vin Diesel's brother. Okay, and of course he's with them now. Now that he's a good guy and stuff. And of course they brought Charlize Theron, who looks like Charlize Theron. See, Charlize Theron. I don't mind her character, even though she's supposed to be this badass, and you can kind of believe it because especially her action scenes in this movie, you really kind of believe it, and she sells it really good. Okay, unlike Brie Larson, who's what 5'3", 5'4", and they have her kicking butt. Say, oh, enough. Okay, you can believe it with Charlize Theron. Okay, she's tall, lanky, and she kicks behind. Okay, so and you believe it. Okay, and so, like I said, they bring a lot of characters. So we have Tyrese and Ludacris, their usual banter back and forth with this, and of course Jason Statham is in this as well. Okay, they go to his character for help. Um, it seems like they were bringing back everybody for this, but the reason I like this movie is because like Jason Momoa's character is just he's so relishing being a bad guy, and they think and he has these funny moments in this movie where he's basically sitting there with two corpses and he's having a conversation with them. He's like painting their nails and stuff, and he's just having a conversation with them. And you see, you hear the flies on them because they've been dead for so long. And he's oh my god. And then there's a moment where when they had this confrontation, but before this big drag race, and he says enchanté, right? And he kind of bows to Vin Diesel's character. To me he just cracked me up because he was just so having so much fun getting his revenge against our team, and he literally does. And this movie kind of ends in a cliffhanger with our team down, supposedly down. It looks like John Cena, Vin Diesel's brother's character. It looks like he sacrifices himself, to save his nephew. So it looks like he's dead. And then of course the plane with Ludacris, uh, Tyrese, and the British girl, it goes down, and So they seemingly, you hear, you see the cracks, but you don't see them actually, and that's not they're not gonna die. Okay, and just like I don't think John Cena's character is dead either. Okay, and then of course later, Letty gets captured, and there's a great sequence when they're trying to stop a bomb in Rome, and he just causes so much destruction, and she gets captured and she gets taken to this secret base where, of course, Charlize Theron, who actually comes to them in the beginning of the movie to warn them that Jason Momoa's character is coming, because he basically breaks into her hideaway and steals her technology, right? And it's a really cool scene where he comes in there and just basically, tells all of her men that are with her that, listen, I kidnapped all your kids, your wives and stuff, and you're gonna come with me, or he turn on her and stuff, and she escapes in a badass way, but and then she goes to warn Vin Diesel's character and stuff, and then she gets captured and taken away, and then she has a moment with Letty in the prison cell where they have a fight and all this stuff, and then they actually make their way out of the prison, and then of course, who do we see? Because I heard this rumor that she was gonna be there, and sure enough, she comes up in a submarine, and then who comes out of the submarine? Gail Gadot's character, who died, and I believe in the fourth movie, I think she died, supposedly died, but of course she's back. Nobody stays dead in this franchise for some reason. Okay, and and then at the very end, this kind of ends in a cliffhanger with this after Vin Diesel saves his son and he does this mad dash down a dam in his car, and he saves his son. It looks like Jason Momoa is going to blow up the dam, and they're there, so there's nowhere to run, and then you see at the very end, Jason Momoa's character. You see some guys break into this hideout, this hideout, and then you see, a TV screen comes on with him explaining to them that, I'm getting my revenge against, Vin Diesel's character and stuff, the family, but especially I'm going to get my revenge against you because you're the one that pulled the trigger on my dad. And then you see the flashback where his father gets, he comes out of the car after the car crashes, and then the guys come back and puts two in him, and then later you see the guy, he pulls off his mask, and of course that's The Rock. So apparently he made up, I guess, with Vin Diesel, because remember there was this big controversy with him and Vin Diesel. They were saying crappy stuff about each other, but apparently they made up, and he's going to be back. So I assume for the next movie, Fast 11, we're going to find out Vin Diesel going to survive somehow. Him and his son are going to survive. They're going to get. I believe John Cena, even though it looked like he crashed his car into a bunch of other cars, and it blew up, he's going to survive. I bet he's going to survive too. And of course, the plane with Ludacris and Tyrese and them on it crashed supposedly, but of course they're going to survive somehow, of course. And of course, then you have The Rock. And then also you have Jason Statham in it as well. So I assume when 11 comes out next year or whenever it comes out, it's going to have The Rock in it, Jason Statham, John Cena. Everybody's going to be in it. Going to have what's her name, Gail Gadot in it. Exactly. So they pull out all the stops for this movie to set up the next movie. But again, Jason Momoa made this movie for me. He was just he's such a great bad guy. He was just relishing everything he did to Vin Diesel. He was just relishing it, and he just made the movie for me because he was just loving it being a bad guy, and I was here for it. He was just fantastic. So anyway, I would give this movie again just for Jason Momoa alone. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 just for him alone because he made the movie to me because he was just a great bad guy who enjoyed himself, and also the guy that was played Reacher on the TV show. I forgot his name, the actor's name, but he was actually he started out like the guy that was taking Mr. Nobody's place, who was kind of clashing with Brie Larson's character, and then he kind of teamed up with Vin Diesel's character. And then we find out later that he's actually working for Jason Momoa. Okay, so there's a flip for you, and we'll see how it goes. But I assume 11 is going to be bonkers because it's going to have everybody in it. It's going to have John Cena is going to come back. You're going to have Gail Gadot, The Rock, Jason Statham. It's going to have everybody coming against Jason Momoa. Okay, so then that's how I guess he'll get his revenge. You know, for what he did. Because Jason Momoa he did what he said he was going to do. He was going to get his revenge, and he got his revenge. Okay, and supposedly, but we know how the good guys are going to win in the end. But this movie I love just for Jason Momoa alone for his just chewing the scenery. This is great. Again, 8 out of 10 for me. Anyway, let me know what you think of this movie. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel called Views and Opinions. If you check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. Okay, my Patreon's only $5 a month. Tons of content on there. Tons of unedited content on there. Everything from Marvel shows to DC shows to Star Wars shows to movies on there as well. Tons of unedited content. Follow the link to the Patreon. Check it out. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trade Pastor saying so long. Take care.